What's good, YouTube? What's good, Twitch? It's your boy, Dgotsauce, and I'm back with another live stream. This is episode number 20, and I thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you're new, and make sure you guys leave a comment down below if you're rocking with your boy. We got some interesting stuff to talk about today. It seems like there's always something. Something on the news, something to talk about, some drama to cover, and we like bringing it to you guys live and getting our real-time reaction, and tuning in with what's going on with the people out there in the world. Thank you guys for tuning in again. It is Tuesday, February the 13th. And man, I gotta be honest with you guys. I be doing a lot, especially throughout the week, especially throughout the day. And I try to fit in this live at the end of my day sometimes just to react and just to decompress and just to, share my thoughts with you guys. But man, for me, my schedule is kind of like, it's super busy. It's from work to work to pretty much it feels like more work. I work a full-time job, I work a part-time job, and I'm constructing a house. And then I'm here still trying to put out content for my crew, my YouTube crew. And I'm not going to say that it's not a lot of work, because it is a lot of work. But the point of what I'm trying to get to you is that regardless the amount of work, regardless of the amount of times I'm up here and I'm like contemplating if I really want to turn on this camera or not, I'm still going to come to y'all and I'm still going to bring y'all the content that y'all want. I'm still going to bring y'all the entertainment that y'all are looking for. And because, it's all gas, no brakes this year, we're going to keep it going. We're going to keep pushing. And we're going to make sure that this thing happens. Thank you guys for tuning in one more time. I appreciate y'all guys. Let's get into our first topic. And we're starting off in the city of Kansas City. Shout outs to the Chiefs. They just won the Super Bowl. And, it was well played. Well played by Patty Mahomes. He's nice. We all know he's up next, and he's doing his thing right now. And all respect goes to him, because I came from the Brady era, and this guy is doing it. He's doing it. But this particular story, we're gonna do this a little old school. We're gonna pull up the browser for this one. Claims she was putting her 1-month-old child down for a nap. But instead, she put the baby in an oven. She was trying to bake this baby like a nice stuffed turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. I can't believe this was a mom that did this. I can't believe a parent had the audacity to do this. But let's read this report, guys. Let's tune into it. We're in Kansas City right now. Kansas City, Missouri. A mother claims. I can't believe this. This is insane. Let's get into it. A mother in Missouri is behind bars after she accidentally put her 1-month-old in an oven, which led to the child's death, prosecutor says. Maria Thomas, 26 years old, faces the first-degree endangering of the welfare of a child, death of a child, according to the Jackson County Prosecutor's Office. Kansas City police responded to a home shortly before 1:30 p.m. Friday for a report of a non-breathing infant. Now, How do you accidentally put a baby in an oven? How do you accidentally put a baby in an oven and think that the oven is a crib? I know 1 + 1 is 2, but 2 + 2 ain't 14. This don't make no sense. And it's unfortunate to what is actually happening right here in this situation because, a poor soul lost his life. A poor soul lost his life. Let's continue. Cops found the child suffering from apparent burns. Paramedics announced that the infant's death at the scene. According to the court records, Thomas said she was putting the child down for a nap but accidentally placed the child into the oven instead of the crib. I mean, she was baking. She was trying to cook a well-done steak. She was probably trying to cook a nice homemade pie. But instead, this woman cooked her own baby. Some people should not be having kids. Some people should not be having kids, and this goes for male and females. If you can't take care of your child, if you can't responsibly keep your child safe as a natural human adult, you should close your legs. You should close your legs, and you should never open them up ever again. Just leave it at that. This is insane news that we're getting. How could a mother, out of all people, put her little baby in an oven? Let's continue. Citing an arrest, the affidavit. I can't even say this word. Oh my God. The Kansas City Star reported officers found the baby laying in her car seat inside of the living room near the front floor. And witnesses told detectives he received a call around 1 p.m. that something was wrong with the baby and he needed to come right home right away. And a witness said that when he got home, he could smell smoke and the infant was dead in the crib. The child's onesie had melted to the diaper. Not only did she put the baby in there and didn't realize she had the baby in the oven, she had the oven on. She kept the oven on, closed the oven, and just let the baby cook. This is a sad situation, man. I'm praying for the family, obviously. I'm praying for the dad of the child. I'm praying for the mom of the child, even though she did it herself. And I'm praying for those that love this baby and thought that this baby was going to make it so far in life. So far in life. Officials did not give the child's name or gender. Jackson County Prosecutor Gene Peters Baker said in a statement on Saturday that she appreciated the first responders and prosecutors at the scene. We acknowledge the gruesome nature of this tragedy, and our hearts are weighted by the loss of this precious life. We trust the criminal justice system to respond appropriately to these awful circumstances. Neighbors were stunned. Of course they were stunned. This is insane. I mean, let me know how you guys feel about this down in the comments. I mean, honestly, honestly, does this add up to you guys? Is this a case of that mental health situation we've been talking about? Y'all, some people just don't need to be having kids, man. Some people just don't need to be having kids. Within a matter of minutes, I heard the sirens. Next thing you know, there was a baby carrier being transported between the ambulance and the house. Neighbor Corrine Foreman said. The incident was tragic. I'm pretty shocked by it and appalled that there was a death in our neighborhood. It's sad, especially when it's a child. No one should be leaving here. No child should be leaving here. Neighborhood. Oh man, this is sad. This is sad. This is sad. This is the woman. Um, of course, she's a black woman. You know, it's unfortunate. And we're praying for the families. We're praying for the kid. Uh, Obviously, if there's anything I can do, and somebody's watching this that is a part of their family, please reach out to me if there's anything I can do. I feel extremely bad. I feel extremely bad because we all know this stuff should not be happening. I mean, this is just common sense at this point. If you can't take care of a baby, don't have babies. Don't have babies if you can't take care of babies. And don't wait till it's too late to know if you can take care of a baby or not. You should know if you can take care of a baby way before you have a baby. Keep your legs closed. Keep your penis in your pants, and we'll be a better place. Especially for the nutcases out there. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. This is your boy Dgotsauce, man. That is our opening story. Mother bakes her baby like a Thanksgiving turkey. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. We got some other topics that we're going to get into today. I don't want to hold you guys here for too long. I don't want to hold you guys here for too long tonight. It is episode 20, so we got some hot topics to talk about. And apparently there's a mega church pastor named Joel Osteen. His church had gotten shot up this weekend. Not this weekend, past couple days. And the headlines are going crazy. The first headline I seen, though, was that it was a transgender woman. And obviously, that broke headlines all over the place. And I remember specifically it was Fox News that brought this headline. And they have now rebutted their statement. They are no longer saying this is a trans woman. This is a biological woman, and she had a son that was from her biologically. So this is actually a real woman. It is not a transgender. All the news that were in the headlines of this was a transgender that came into the church to shoot up the church, it was a lie. She is actually a real woman with real woman genitals and real woman looks. But anyways, she shot up the church. She tried to shoot up the church. And we got some new footage of what's going on and what was happening during the shootout. So let's tune in.
Now to new details on the shooting at Joel Osteen's mega church. Officials have identified the woman who opened fire before being killed by law enforcement. And they now say the 7-year-old boy injured in the shooting was her son. Maria Villarreal has the latest.
This morning, new video reveals the terrifying scene inside Joel Osteen's Houston megachurch, Lakewood, during a shooting rampage that wounded 2. The shooter, who was killed inside the church, is now identified as 36-year-old Genesee Moreno. She brought her 7-year-old biological son with her Sunday. Police say it's unclear
Let's take a look at
who shot the boy, but confirmed he sustained son with her Sunday.
Let's take a
Police
look
say
at
it's
this.
unclear who shot the boy, but confirmed he sustained a severe. She brought her 7-year-old.
Let's take a look at this one. I don't know why they were telling us that she was transgender at first, but that's kind of messed up, in my opinion. That's kind of messed up. But can you imagine you just going to your normal Sunday service and somebody decides to pull up with their son with an AK-47? I mean, like, seriously, what's going on out there in these streets? We can't even go to church no more without somebody trying to shoot up the place. Y'all like shooting up schools. Y'all like shooting up random concerts. Now we going in the churches and we shooting the churches up too. We got to get it together, man. We got to get it together, people. I don't know what was going on in this lady's mind to bring her child, her 7-year-old child, with her along for the ride was absolutely out of pocket. It was absolutely out of pocket. Let's continue, though.
Biological son with her Sunday. Police say it's unclear who shot the boy, but confirmed he sustained a severe head wound. Parishioners seen trying to escape and screaming in terror. Gunshots going off just as a Spanish service was about to begin at Osteen's church, home to one of the largest congregations in the U.S.
She immediately starts firing inside of the hallway. Multiple rounds are fired by her, at which point Officer Moreno of the Houston Police Department, as well as TABC Agent Herrera, return fire. She eventually falls to the ground. The 7-year-old child, it falls to the ground as well from gunfire.
2 weapons were recovered at the scene, including an AR-15.
Here's the saddest part about this. The 7-year-old might not survive. The 7-year-old might not survive. That's the real report on this. That's the latest report. 7-year-old is fighting for his life as we speak. As we speak. Whose fault is that? Some people should not be having kids. Some people should not be having guns. And this is just a sad, sad situation altogether. Let's continue, though.
Anti-Semitic writings were found on the shooter.
There was a sticker on the buttstock of the rifle that stated Palestine.
Authorities say one of the weapons was bought legally in December. The shooter obtaining the guns despite her history of mental illness and arrest dating back to 2005 on charges.
Who gave her a gun? Who gave this woman a gun? Who in their right mind said, yo. We did our background checks. We made sure she was mentally healthy. We made sure she didn't have no criminal record. But she had a criminal record and she had mental illness this entire time. We got to do better, people. I mean, seriously, we got to do better. This is insane. This should not be happening. This should not be happening. She was arrested before. She has a history of mental illness. But you're telling me you guys let her walk around here and get a gun? That just doesn't make sense, y'all. Let's continue.
Including assault.
Houston's police chief directly told me that they are now aware of the shooter's mental health history and they are delving into it. But when we pressed the FBI about how this person with a criminal background like this could have gotten a hold of not just one, but two guns, they sidestepped that question and said that is part of the larger investigation. Robin?
Folks, what answers, Maria? Thank you.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Thank God nobody else was hurt. It's very unfortunate because we don't know if that 7-year-old is going to live at this moment. The mother is dead. She died on the scene. The 7-year-old is in the hospital fighting for his life at this moment, and we don't know if he's going to live or not. And this is all the blame on the mother. All the blame on the mother. She should have never, ever put herself or her son in that situation. I just think that goes to say there's so much evil out there. There's so much evil, and this is just we got to do better, people. We got to do better. We got to do better. At the end of the day, we can't be coming around here having people pulling up with their kids with AR-47s trying to blow up a church, trying to shoot up a church, and expect that to just be all right. We ain't trying to do that this year. This year, we ain't going backwards no more. We going forward this year. We going forward. Praying for the families, praying for that kid. I hope he survives. I hope that he fully recovers, and I hope that his mental state is going to be fine growing up, because I feel like he's going to be traumatized for the rest of his life. If he survives this, he's going to be traumatized, and that's just unfortunate. Hopefully everything is okay over there in that church, and they'll be able to open back up and do service as usual, but we are definitely praying for that 7-year-old child. We're praying for him. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. I appreciate y'all viewership. We got more topics that we got to get into, and the world is crazy. The world is crazy. We try to live our day to day, by just trying to be genuinely good people. That's what we try to do over here on this side. If you know me, you know me. If not, you don't. But for me personally, I try to just be a genuinely good person in this world. I try to be a better person every day. I try to better myself. I try to better my peers, my family. I try to push everybody around me to be great. Great people, great workers, great supporters, great partners. That's the mission of this year, is just to do it great. All gas, no brakes. All gas, no brakes. We got another topic to get into, y'all. And this one is we're going back to the websites. We're going back to the blog posts. We're going back to the news posts, sorry. And it's more controversial topics. The stuff that we like to talk about. The stuff that we like to talk about because we like to hear what people got to say in the comments. And I definitely want to know what you guys have to say in the comments about this. Apparently, there's been 5 transgender players in a women's volleyball team that absolutely dominated when they stepped on the court. And in my opinion, what did you guys expect if you're letting men compete with women? At this point, y'all, if we're going to start doing this, just let everybody compete together. It's either that or these trans women and trans men, they got to get their own sports. Because we can't keep talking about this and not doing nothing about it. I'll be honest with you. 5 transgender players reportedly dominated a recent women's college volleyball game in Canada sparking outrage online, including their from tennis great Martina Navratilova, whatever her name is. Canada's website Rebel News showing 3 trans athletes playing for Seneca Sting and 2 for Centennial Colts for January 24th game. The trans athletes played throughout the full game while biological females were left warming the bench warmers, according to the right-wing website that regularly turns up the sporting events with trans competitors. Now, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. When are we gonna be like, all right, enough is enough? When are we gonna be like, enough is enough? We're here to see women play, not men with long hair. We're here to see women compete against women. Now, I gotta be honest, and y'all might call me up. Y'all can say how y'all feel in the comments. All right, but I gotta be honest. When are we going to be like, yo, they gotta get their own category. They gotta get their own sports. The they and them's, and he's already got there. The they and them's, they gotta get their own category. Instead of the WNBA, it'll be the TNBA. Let's see how much people actually tune into that one. I'm pretty sure it'll bring a lot of viewership. This is unfair. This is unfortunate. Let's continue to read this article. The trans athlete played throughout the full game while biological females were left warming benches, according to the right-wing website that regularly turns up sporting events with trans competitors. The 5 were also dominating in the game, helping Seneca win the best-of-5 series, beating Centennial by the score of 3-1, the site says. Rebel News said it's attending the game after tip-off, angering match officials and staffs, several of whom were asked to leave and stop filming. We got a picture. We got a picture of the trans women. We got a picture. Just off of this one in the middle. Very, very, very muscular. Very big. Very. You size them up. So these are the guys right here. These are the men that are infiltrating the women's. This is insane, y'all. This is insane. The site Davis Menzies was filmed repeatedly asking people there, including Centennial's coach Andrew Mallory, why are they using male players? And he replies, I am not. I'm not. I'm using trans women. I'm not using male. I'm using trans women. Biological men that were switched by thought. Anyways, Rebel News claims that its volleyball insider told us that the situation is so dire that it's no longer safe for biological women to compete. I mean, obviously. You know the saddest part about this? They're probably going into the same locker rooms after the games, getting undressed all together, and you know the girls are over there being girls. They're doing their thing, and these men are in there probably getting a great view. Can I be honest with you? They're probably in there getting a great view. They're probably in there chilling. They're probably in there smirking like, we really doing this right now. We really doing this. Let me know y'all comments. Let me know y'all thoughts below, please, because I really would like to know what the people think about this situation. This is free speech over here. We don't want to censor nobody. We don't want to have a great argument. We want to debate. We want to have a respectful conversation. But at the end of the day, we got to call out nonsense when nonsense is looking us in the face. At least 6 trans women played in this women's league. And guess what? They're all dominating. They're all the best players on their team. What did they expect? What did they expect? The league policy states that trans female MTF students, I've never heard of that. Never heard of I don't know what an MTF student is. But MTF student athletes being treated with testosterone suppression medication for gender identification disorder. Gender identification disorder? Or gender dysphoria? I mean, yeah, they're just starting to make up words at this point. They're trying to make up words. They're making up symptoms. They're making up everything. Let me guess. They got a pill for this gender identity disorder. They got a pill for that to help you out. I can only take a guess. Gender identity disorder cannot compete on a women's team until after completing 1 calendar year of testosterone suppression treatment. So you can be a man. You just got to take your pills for a year, so you don't get no testosterone anymore. And then you can compete as a woman. The video from the January 24th game sparked backlash, angering many already concerned for the future of women's sports. Women's sports is dead. Women's sports is dead now. And I don't know why I, as a guy, am more upset than the women are. Because it's not even us that's being affected. It's y'all. Just how wrong is this? Yeah, this is wrong. This is wrong. This has to stop. This has to stop. This is cheating. This is insanity. This is misogamy. Misogamy. Yeah. That's what it is. Now, of course, their teammate 100% supports what's going on because they probably have no choice. But somebody ought to stand up and say, we can't do this no more. We can't do this. This is not women's volleyball anymore. This is just volleyball. This is just volleyball. I'm praying for this world, praying for the country, because this is insane. that we actually have to deal with this. We actually have to deal with this. Now you see why the mayor don't want them here? Yes. I fully understand. I fully understand. I mean, this doesn't make any sense, my guy. This don't make no sense. We're talking about men literally competing against women. The governor don't want them here. No. Tippy told Joe. Look at this. You up there talking about you got to do better, America. What you need to do is stand up and walk, or right up and go up there and tippy toe Joe. And yeah, okay. No, we do got to do better. We got to do better. We got to do better. I mean, at one point in time, we got to do better. I mean, this is insane. That's what's going on. It's insane. But thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all viewership. We're gonna get into this next topic. We got a few more videos to get into before we head out of here. This one happens to be about our boy Trump. Trump says that he would allow Russia to attack any of the NATO allies. Why so? Because if the NATO allies have weak defense, the U.S. is not responsible for any liabilities. And I think I like that kind of talk. Because he's just worried about what we doing. He's not worried about what they doing. He's worried about what we doing on this side. Let's tune into the video, man. Let's tune into the video.
Today, former President Donald Trump facing backlash for comments he made over the weekend about the security of NATO countries. Whatever they want to our allies that do not spend enough money on their own military. ABC's Perry Russum is in Washington with the details.
Today, the White House reinforcing its commitment to NATO after former President Trump says he would encourage Russia to attack NATO countries that do not spend enough money on military defense.
We will defend, if needed, every inch of NATO territory.
Former President Trump setting off international concern after saying this on Saturday.
One of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us? No, I would not protect you. In fact, I would encourage them to do whatever the hell they want. You got to pay. You got to pay your bills.
There are no bills to pay in NATO. Each of the 31 countries pledges to spend 2% of GDP on its own military. The pledge is voluntary.
I think that people should take everything he says seriously, but not literally. That's simply the president telling NATO countries they need to step up and play their part.
NATO Secretary General writing any suggestion that allies will not defend each other undermines all of our security, including that of the U.S. This morning, Trump's motorcade arriving to federal court in South Florida. The former president in front of a judge in a closed-door pretrial hearing in the case where he's accused of withholding classified documents.
I'm trying to let this whole video play so we can get a good understanding of exactly what he said, what he meant, and how he meant it, you know? And then I'll give my thoughts and my opinion on it afterwards. But if you guys got any thoughts about this, make sure you guys comment down below.
Chaos follows him. You know it's true.
The South Carolina primary is less than 2 weeks away. Former governor of that state and Trump rival Nikki Haley jumping on his NATO comments today.
He literally put our men and women in harm's way when he said that. He put all of our allies in harm's way.
Today, the president of Germany says Trump's comments are irresponsible and play into Russia's hands. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
Well, in response to Trump's comments, President Biden released this statement. Donald Trump's admission that he intends to give Putin a green light for more war and violence, to continue his brutal assault against free Ukraine, and to expand his aggression to the people of Poland and the Baltic states are appalling, dangerous. That is according to Biden.
Here's my thoughts on this. I think that President Trump knows exactly what he's talking about. And he is more concerned that the U.S. has their stuff together than any other country. And just because you're our ally doesn't mean that we have the right to protect you over every little battle. You must fight some of your battles on your own. Not everybody's trying to be your best friend. Not everybody's trying to be on your team. Some battles you just gonna have to lose. And if Russia decides that it wants to come and take your territory, by all means, it's none of our business. It's none of our business. I'd like to know y'all thoughts down below. I think that Ukraine was none of our business. I think that Israel was none of our business, but we're in it. We're in it. And we're so far in it, we can't get out. We cannot get out of these wars, even if we wanted to now. And that's the unfortunate truth. So yes, I understand why Trump is saying, if a country can't defend itself and it's not our country, it's not up to us. It's not up to us. Let me know your thoughts down below. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Thank you for tuning in. We got some more topics to get into. We're going to keep this show going. Episode 20, live in action. Apparently there's been a big problem going on in California. There's been a big drug infestation going on in the Native American camps, in the Native American tribes, to the point to where they are calling for a state of emergency because so many people are dying from fentanyl. So many people dropping dead, overdosing from fentanyl from the cartels of Mexico. The illegal immigrants, the illegal migrants are bringing thousands and hundreds of $millions worth of drugs into California. And we're now seeing the effect of what we've led into this country. We're now seeing the effect of what happens when we let chaos lead. The drug cartels are taking over. They're taking over the reservations, and people are dying and they're getting killed. And it is sad what is really going on out here in these streets. Let's tune into this next video. The cartel is taking over American reservations with fentanyl. Let's tune in.
The Blackfeet Reservation in northern Montana is beautiful and vast. It is also drowning in fentanyl.
The drug problem on our reservation, it's so serious that it's pretty much wiping out a generation. They'll do anything to help.
Marvin Weatherwax Jr. is a leader here. As in many Native communities, addiction has long been a problem. But 2 years ago, after 17 fentanyl overdoses and 4 deaths in just 1 week, the tribe declared a state of emergency.
Would it be fair to say that you're in a perpetual state of emergency right now?
Yes, we are. It's as if fentanyl is raining on our reservation.
Federal law enforcement officials tell NBC News one of the most dangerous of the Mexican drug cartel, Sinaloa, once run by the notorious El Chapo, now by his sons, is targeting Blackfeet and the state's 6 other reservations with a steady flow of drugs, including fentanyl.
What brought you up here?
This man, a member of the Sinaloa cartel, was pulled over for a traffic stop on a Montana reservation.
Are you from around here?
Didn't Biden just get on the stage not too long ago and say he's slowing down the intake of fentanyl coming into the United States of America? Didn't he just say that a couple weeks ago? Well, he lied. It seems like he doesn't know what's actually going on here in these streets. People are hopping the borders freely with bags of fentanyl. And guns, no IDs, no background checks, nothing. Freely coming in, and now they're taking over the American population. They're going into certain places, setting up camp, like New York, like Chicago, like Denver, like California. They're setting up camp and they're trying to destroy us from the inside out.
Or you got a passport? Mexico, yeah.
Ultimately, he and 2 other cartel members were successfully prosecuted in one of the largest drug busts in the state's history, including over 700,000 fentanyl pills seized, according to Montana's U.S. attorney. So why are the cartels interested in the reservations over 1,000 miles north of the Mexican border?
Profits are just out of this world.
Until a couple of months ago, Stacy Zinn ran the DEA here in Montana. She tells me on the reservations, the price of fentanyl is high and law enforcement is sparse. Fertile ground for the cartels.
Drugs in other cities are saturated. You have multiple cartels. Well, up here in Montana, it's pretty much wide open space and territory for them to be able to grab.
Profit margins soar the further away from the Mexican border you go. A single fentanyl pill that costs between 4 and 25 cents to produce in Mexico can be sold for 50 cents to $1 in San Diego and over $100 on some reservations here in Montana. And then there's the lack of law enforcement. According to a former federal official, there are less than 20 DEA agents for the whole state. As for the reservations,
these reservations don't have enough tribal police to protect them. Nefarious people, the ones that are committing crimes, know this.
On the Northern Cheyenne Reservation, the boarded-up meth houses bear witness to what community leaders say is a staggering drug problem. 2 years ago, there were only 19 police officers for the whole reservation. So the tribe sued the Bureau of Indian Affairs asking for help, but no help arrived. They are now down to 7 officers.
I was very frustrated about it.
Tribal leaders say the effects are devastating.
Not only are the cartels coming in and taking over, but they're forcing the people out. They're forcing the people out. It's getting so bad over there that the difference between day and night is a whole different story. Daytime, all you see is straight Native Americans. Oh, kumbaya, how you doing? Straight braids and arrows and spears. That's all you see throughout the day. But out when the night comes now, cartel comes in. They come in and it's a whole entire different crowd. It's a whole entire different crowd. It's no longer Native Americans, it's Mexicans. This is absolutely sad. This is absolutely sad. And the fact that we're just allowing this stuff to just keep happening in our streets in America, it is disrespectful to those people that live here, that are just trying to be great people, great citizens, and just continue on with their life. I feel bad for this tribe. I feel bad for the tribe. They are literally about to get taken over without having any say so. This is tough. Let's finish this one off, though.
Devastated. Have you seen a spike in other kinds of crime? Sexual abuse and sexual assault.
Human trafficking. Child neglect.
While the Bureau of Indian Affairs tells us they don't comment on pending cases, Zinn insists more resources are urgently needed.
We are fighting this problem standing on one leg, and half the time we're handcuffed.
She says right now, the cartels are winning. Cynthia McFadden, NBC News, Montana.
Thanks for watching.
The cartel's been winning. They're playing their cards right, and they know Sleepy Joe's in office, and all he's doing is sleeping all day. And what are they doing? They're bringing in the drugs. They're bringing in the guns. They're bringing in the cocaine. And what are we doing about it? Absolutely nothing. You know why? Because the borders are open. Come on in, bring it all in. That's what they're saying. Bring it all in. Bring all the fentanyl. Bring all the cocaine. Bring it all in. Bring it all in. Destroy us from the inside out. We don't care. Just come on in. Come on in. That's sad, man. Be careful out there on these streets. Fentanyl is on the rise again. Fentanyl is on the rise again. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate you guys for watching me, for reviewing. Make sure you guys leave a like on the stream. Make sure you guys say what's up in the chat if you're viewing with me live. And if you're watching this on the replay and you guys made it this far, I appreciate y'all too. I appreciate y'all too. We got a few more videos that we're going to get into before we try to get out of here. And it's a lot. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on in the streets. And unfortunately, this one is back in Chicago. And we love Chicago. We love Chicago. That's why we keep bringing them up. That's why we keep bringing them to the people. And we keep talking about what's going on over there. Because you know why? We want to see Chicago doing better. We want to see Chicago putting out great news. Not just good news, but great news. But instead, we see a lot of crime in Chicago. Every single day, there is some type of violence going on in the streets of Chicago. And we need to bring this to the front of the people. Because there's only one way for us to get this thing to stop altogether, and as if we all come together and talk about it and do something about it. But apparently there was a man that was beaten and robbed just steps away from his home. This is sad, ladies and gentlemen. This is sad. Let's tune in.
Well, these armed robberies are on the mind of everyone living on this block. People here tell me that they're just worried about their safety. You can see the aftermath right down here, where one of the victims was beaten and robbed on North Campbell Street, just steps away from his apartment.
This is something I cannot forget. He was pointed gun on me, and there were 2 wounds on my head. This, and one more is on this.
Syed Mazahir Ali can barely walk on his own today as he recovers from an armed robbery right outside his home. That incident is one of at least 2 robberies police reported early this morning in the West Ridge neighborhood. Part of Ali's attack was caught on a neighbor's surveillance camera. Ali's roommates say they noticed this black sedan circling the block around 1 a.m. right before the robbery happened.
They pulled up next to my car because when they made their first 2 rounds, they saw me sitting in the car.
Nothing good happens after 10 p.m. on these streets. Absolutely nothing. You can't tell me it's good. You can't tell me something good happens. Nothing. happens. Nothing good happens in these streets, especially in Chicago after 10 p.m. And that is absolutely sad, man. That's absolutely sad. If you can notice that a car is circling your neighborhood a few times and you don't do nothing about it, we got to do better, people. We got to do better. And I'm pretty sure this guy, he didn't have much on him. Probably had a couple $100, if that. It's sad. It's sad. And he was right there close to his home, trying to just get home from wherever he was coming from.
My lights on and stuff, so I was an easy target for them. But I hid in the back seat.
The offenders then moved on down the street, and you could see 3 of them jump out of the windows of that sedan and hide behind a parked vehicle waiting for a victim. That's when Ali was walking home. You could see him try to run away after noticing those suspects.
There were like punches on my eye, and they were hitting me with their legs on my face, on my ribs, on my back.
Ali was taken to St. Francis Hospital, where he was treated for several cuts and bruises. He's an international student at a nearby university and moved here just 6 months ago. He says this is something he never imagined happening to him.
America is my dream country. I came here, to fulfill my dreams. And
Chicago, when are we going to stop? When are we going to stop Chicago? When are we going to say, yo, stop robbing people, stop shooting people, stop stabbing people? When are we going to say it, Chicago? Black people, when are we going to do better? I know it's not no white guy out there doing this job. I know it's not so. It sure ain't no Asian out there doing this junk. So when are we gonna stop, guys?
Do my masters, but yesterday's incident was like, gave me a trauma.
It's a growing concern many people on this block mentioned to us today, and these roommates are all fed up as they say they came here to live out a dream as international students, but to them, it's been more of a nightmare instead.
Sometimes I feel that whether I have to discontinue of masters and go back to my home country, thinking about it and seeing such incident, and there's no proper security over here.
So police do not have.
Ain't nobody tell y'all not that Chicago's Chirac. Ain't nobody tell y'all before y'all moved over there that it's OTF over there. Nobody told y'all that it's the murder rate in Chicago is more than any city in the United States. We got to do better. We got to do better. Eventually, people. Eventually, we got to come together and we got to say, this is enough. Crime sucks. Nobody deserves it. Nobody deserves to be a part of it. I don't know why we keep going back and forth with this crime nonsense like it's good for us. It's not good for us. It's not good for us. It's not a good look. It don't look good at all to us. It don't. So one point in time, people, we got to come together and say, yo, enough's enough. For all you evil people out there, enough is enough. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. We don't get into this next video. This might be the last topic of the night. I don't know yet. I'm going to see how I feel after it. But we got some headlines in Times Square. A 15-year-old migrant from Venezuela decided he wanted to go and shoot his gun. I don't know what's going on out there in these streets in New York, but at this point in time, I'm going to say it. I think y'all deserve it. I think y'all deserve it. Y'all got rats the size of mice. Y'all got rats the size of cats. And not even mice can keep them out. Not even the rats can keep these migrants out. And they don't care. They organizing gangs. They coming in robbing stores. They stealing from people. And you know what? The government is all so nice to just pay them monthly to stay there. And I know a lot of y'all are pissed, because I would be pissed too, but listen, y'all asked for it. Y'all asked for it. So this is what happens when you guys ask for stupidity. Let's tune in.
In New York City, a migrant teen who was arrested for shooting at Times Square on Saturday back in court. Meanwhile, the city is imposing a curfew at even more shelters. A new report reveals the moped crime spree goes far beyond the Big Apple. It's organized. Madison Allworth joins us live with the latest. Madison.
Good morning, Brian. A lot to get to today. New York is expanding a curfew for migrant shelters as crime within that community increases. The latest, a Venezuelan migrant accused of shooting an innocent bystander in Times Square and then firing at the police officer who was trying to arrest him, is now in court. The 15-year-old Jesus Alejandro Rivas Figueroa is being charged as an adult after prosecutors
Why
say
do they choose to name themselves after Jesus if they doing the devil's work? That don't make no type of sense. Let's continue.
he tried to flee. The migrant and his mother, who started living in New York City migrant housing last year, packed up their belongings on Friday after the crimes, fleeing to Yonkers, where he was found 24 hours later behind a wardrobe. The alleged shooter being charged with attempted murder, assault, attempted assault, and
weapon possession. This is a 15-year-old kid. 15-year-old kid from Venezuela. He came over here. He thought he was about to be living the American dream, but he's about to be in the American prison system. This is absolutely sad. This is absolutely uncalled for, and this is what happens when single parents can't control their kids. It doesn't just run in the black family. It doesn't just run in the white family. It doesn't just run in the Spanish family. But this is what happens as a collective when single parents can't get it together. I can't get it together.
weapons possession. But the problems expand far beyond that. With an increase in robberies perpetrated by migrants on scooters, we are now learning that the attacks may be coordinated and linked to large crime groups. One migrant telling the Post, quote, "It's much bigger than me. In a million years, I never thought you'd catch me. I've been going to Miami every 3 weeks, and it's much bigger than me." The Venezuelan
says it's much bigger than him. It's much bigger than him. He's been going to Miami every 3 weeks. They're already here. They're taking over. They're infiltrated. They're already planting their seeds. And it's going to be very, very, very disastrous. Very disastrous. It's only a matter of time before we see it. It's already been happening. It's already gotten pretty bad. But you know what nobody's saying? How did it get here? Why did it get here? And how are we going to stop it? Especially from the White House.
Venezuelan migrant is alleged to be a part of an illicit network that has been linked to robberies around New York City, Yonkers, New Jersey, and Florida, with proceeds being sent back to South America. Now, New York City is responding in part by imposing curfews on 24 migrant shelters. The curfews will be in place from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. But this represents just a fraction of the city's migrant population.
What is a curfew supposed to do? Oh my God, I'm a criminal, but I just got to be back by 11 p.m. That means I got so much time to do what I got to do. I just got to get back by 11. What is a curfew really supposed to do, y'all? What is a curfew supposed to do?
These new curfews cover around 3,600 migrants. And just to put that in perspective, there are currently 67,000 migrants in more than 200 facilities here in New York City. Brian?
So, Madison, it sounds like this Venezuelan gang has used the very lax border policies on our southern border to get these MS-13 people into the New York City area specifically to be a crime gang.
Yes, it does seem that that is the case, that they're taking advantage of an open border in order to not just to get here and to claim asylum, as obviously people are doing across the border, but to, in fact, be in a city where there are more lax DA policy and prosecution in order to perpetrate crimes that then send revenues back to South America.
So they've done their research. They know which cities they can get away with more.
This one.
Correct.
They sure have done their research, and they're 2 steps ahead of us. The damage is already done. They're already here. They already done what they wanted to do. They're already infiltrating, and they're still bringing stuff in. They're still bringing stuff in. They're bringing more people in, and this gang is just going to grow. More people are going to get caught. More people are going to be coming in. It's a matter of time, fellas. Ladies, get prepared. Get prepared. Sad situation.
Crazy. All right, Madison, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's also very interesting how she detailed how the kid who is accused of shooting at people and wound up shooting a Brazilian tourist 1 block from where we're sitting right over there when they were trying to steal a car, or rather a coat. He knew that he had done something wrong. I mean, if he's at his house and he's hiding from the cops, and they had packed up.
He's crying.
He was crying in that image. Yeah.
Right. So he knew it. So the moped guys, so the Venezuelan gangs are setting up shop in the Bronx, robbing people in Manhattan, and selling it in Florida,
Here's the thing.
and moving around the country.
This is what residents in New York go through. You're scared to use an ATM. You're scared that someone's going to come in there and grab your money.
Yeah.
You're scared to ride the subway now because you're scared you'll get shot, just like happened in the Bronx last night. Then you're scared to go to Times Square. I remember we had a birthday party in Times Square, the movie theater, and I was really nervous about walking through there with my child. And we're terrified of, it was subway, ATM, so many different fears that we all are going through. And these are things that you never used to think about. You shouldn't have to think about when you're in your city.
But it's...
Get these illegal, unlawful people out of here. I don't care how old they are. If they're evil, get them out. I don't care how good they look. If they're evil, get them out. I don't care how much of them they are, how much families they are, how they look like a great family. They look so beautiful. Get them out. We don't want none of you criminals here. We've have enough of our own criminals. We don't want any more of you guys. It's just sad, man. I'm praying for the family. I'm praying for those that got involved with this shooting. Hopefully everyone is okay. Hopefully everyone recovers. Luckily, no one died in this situation. But this poor 15-year-old kid that decided to leave crime in Venezuela, gangs in Venezuela, probably what his mom was trying to get him away from, comes to New York just to get put right back in the situation. Sad, sad world we living in right now, y'all. Sad. It's sad. Appreciate you guys for tuning in with your boy. If y'all made it this far, I got nothing but love for you guys. Thank you for kicking it with me for so long. Make sure you guys leave a like on the stream on your way out. And make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you already don't subscribe to me. YouTube, Dgotsauce. Twitch, Dgotsauce with 2 E's. Instagram, Dgotsauce. Twitter, Dgotsauce. Make sure you guys follow me on all my accounts. Links will be down below in the description also if you guys are a little confused. And turn on those notifications, man. Turn on those notifications so y'all can be in the chat with me and we can get crazy. We can get crazy together. I love you guys. Thanks for tuning in again. I wish you guys all the best for the next whatever hours you have left on this day. Enjoy the rest of y'all night, and until next time, love you. Peace.